afternoon. I wanted to make a video today and talk a little bit about some things that have been on my mind. I am out here in the bottom field at our farm, cutting a little hay off it this week and getting things cleaned up. Fall's coming, so I want the place to be ready to rock and roll for springtime. So we're cleaning a lot of brush down here that the previous owners let grow up a little bit too much, and cutting a little hay where we can cut it. But it's a beautiful day here in southern Kentucky, and I'm smoking a Peterson 87, and in it I have some Dark Horse Green, which is a lovely dark fire Kentucky with a little bit of licorice topping on it. And dark fire Kentucky has been in my rotation regularly for quite some time now, and I'm working up a video about dark fired Kentucky blends, but that's not what this video is about. This video is about balance, having proper balance in one's life when it involves pipe smoking. I have decided that starting the Pipe Cottage back up again here in Kentucky is not what I want to do. I am not a good enough businessman to devote continued resources and time and effort into getting this thing started back up again. There's too much government regulation that I would have to deal with if I either open the pipe store in Kentucky or Tennessee. I'm not the kind of man who likes to ask government permission for anything. Much less permission to start a business. Doesn't matter if it's pipes and tobacco or something else. I just don't believe it's necessary in this country to ask the government permission to do something. If I decided to continue doing the Pipe Cottage, things would be out of balance. I would be upset too much, dealing with government, dealing with taxes, increased FDA regulations on pipe tobacco. Continued stress is not a part of the lifestyle that I want. This is what I want. I can come out here on my farm any time of the day, smoke a pipe whenever I want to, and I know that's a luxury. I know that both my wife and I work online, and we can gain an income from here at the house, and we can travel the country if we want to, and I know that's a luxury. But I'm not going to deal with government if I don't have to. I'll wind up in jail, or I'll wind up being fined some astronomical fee for not giving government the proper taxes that they think they deserve from my tobacco and pipe sales. So the more I can remove government from my life, the better off I am. I went to the Columbus, Ohio Pipe Show this past weekend. Had a lovely time, but it occurred to me that it's good to visit with fellow pipe smokers for a day or two. But ultimately, this is the kind of place that I enjoy my pipe most. I enjoy smoking my pipe most oftentimes in solitude. It helps maintain balance for me. I enjoy talking to other pipe smokers, but when I sit down for a pipe, I'm not really wanting to talk most of the time. As I ironically sit here recording a video while I'm trying to smoke this lovely blend. But how can you have a pipe video without smoking a pipe? I don't want to lose my fascination with the hobby. I don't want to lose my passion for the pipe. And unfortunately, with the degree to which government regulation is increasing across the board with small businesses in the United States, if I were to try to make money off of doing this, I would lose my passion for it. That's what I'm afraid of. So I'm not going to try to be in the pipe and tobacco business anymore. I'm just going to enjoy the pipe in the solitude of my hayfield, in the quiet of my home, and in the company of my family. Because at the end of the day, there's probably the proper role for it. That's the proper role for it. But what I do want to do is support those people who are in business. And so what I'm probably going to do is create some kind of tobacco shop review series on this channel and give you my thoughts of some smaller businesses that you may or may not know about. I think we all need to stick together. The industry is so small as it is. And the good thing about the pipe and tobacco industry is there's not cutthroat competition attitudes like there is in other small businesses, and any business really. People in this industry are willing to help one another. And that's what I appreciate about it. But what I learned from running the Pipe Cottage is that I am not a businessman. I'm just not a businessman. I don't believe in the consumerism, materialistic culture in which we've allowed ourselves to live. We spend so much time making money to buy machines to help us save time. And when we save that time, we do nothing more than waste it. I mean, on the neighboring farm here next to us, they're cutting timber, and there's not going to be any trees left hardly at all on that beautiful piece of property after they're done cutting those trees. A fella who lived in the community here, he's in his 50s, and he recently moved to New Mexico and gave the farm to his son, who's in his 20s. And the first thing that boy does is he goes and hires a timber company to cut the hardwood trees off of it. He'll never see that kind of beauty on that land in his lifetime again. Why did he do it? Because of greed. If he needed money, he should have sold the land to somebody who was willing to enjoy and preserve its natural beauty. I understand there are times when people have to make a living, and you do what's necessary to feed your family. But I do not understand people who rape and pillage the landscape, who rape and pillage any kind of business, the pocketbooks of people, just so they can make more money. I don't need the money from the Pipe Cottage. I started that business because I had fun doing it, because I wanted to contribute something valuable to the hobby, to this lifestyle. It's more than a hobby, actually. But it's not worth it anymore if I have to fill out paperwork. I have to tell the government what kind of business I'm in, and I have to ask permission to do what I want to do to have an economically viable business. It's just not worth it. It detracts from the peace and the balance that I'm looking for in my everyday life. The whole purpose of smoking a pipe is to calm down, to slow down. Not to sit down and think about how you're going to make money off of it and how you're going to satisfy government entities. I mean, that's all stressful. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of life. So, anything that challenges the balance of peace and joy that I have in my family, on my land, it has to go. It has to go. Belle, you been in the creek, baby girl? Come on, I'm talking to the people now. You got to get off. If we're not seeking peace, then why are we smoking a pipe? I think that pipe smokers are, in general, peace-loving people. May disagree on several things, but we're peace-loving people. And so all I want to do is sit on my farm, enjoy my pipe, and that's the greatest role that it plays in my life. The greatest role, the greatest part that the pipe and pipe tobacco plays in my life is when it complements a life well lived. It complements a life based on principle and integrity. I may be reading more into it than what I need to, but that's just the way I see it. We need to slow down. We need to seek balance. And stop worrying about what tomorrow is going to bring. The scripture teaches us that the troubles of today are sufficient. Don't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow will take care of itself. So I'm going to enjoy the rest of this pipe in solitude down here in the hayfield. I will bid you adieu, and until next time, this is Alan Harrelson. Thank you for stopping by the Pipe Cottage.